Good morning, dear students. Today topic genetic disorder. Content: introduction, history, types, discussion, examples. Introduction: genetic disorders is an illness caused by one or more abnormalities in the genome, especially a condition that is present from birth. Most genetic disorders are equally rare and affect one person in every several thousands of millions. Genetic disorders may or may not be passed down from the parents' genes. In non-heritable genetic disorders, disease may be caused by mutation of Chinese caused desoxyribonucleotides. The defects will only be heritable if genetic disorder occurs in the germline. History: 1963. First there was Frederick Mendel, who studied inherited heredity. This was followed by Francis Crick and James Watson, who mapped the DNA molecule. This has led us to understand the human genome sequence. 1950s, Morris Europeans, Rosalind Franklin, Francis Crick of Britain, and James Watson of the USA discovered chemical structure of DNA, stating a new branch of science, molecular biology. 1957, Alzheimer of the USA produced DNA in a test tube. 1966, the genetic code was discovered. 1983, genes able to change position of chromosomes, Barbara McClinton. Late 1980s, an international team of scientists began the project to map the human genome. 1990, gene therapy first used for patients. Facts: earliest evidence of hereditary genetic disorders discovered. Classification: single gene disorder, chromosomal genetic disorders, multifactorial genetic disorder. First, single gene disorders. These disorders involve mutation in the DNA sequence of single genes. As a result, the protein the gene codes for is altered or missing. Over 4,000 human diseases caused by single gene defects. 1a. Cystic Fibrosis. Cystic Fibrosis is a genetic disorder that affects the respiratory and digestive system. People with cystic fibrosis inherit a defective gene on chromosome 7 called CFTR, cystic fibrosis transmembrane condition regulator. If the protein doesn't work correctly, that woman is blocked and the abnormal sticky mucus is produced on the outside of the cell. The cell most seriously affected by this are the lung cells. This mucus blocks the airways in the lungs and increases the risk of infection by bacteria. First B. Galactosemia. Galactosemia is a rare disorder that affects the body's ability to break down a food sugar called galactose. The body breaks down lactose into galactose and glucose and uses these sugars for energy. First C. Febrile combined immunodeficiency is a group of very rare and potentially fatal inherited disorders related to the immune system. People with syndromes have a defect in their immune system that leaves them vulnerable to potential DD infection. This gene encodes a protein this issue to constrict a receptor called IL-2RG interleukin 2 receptor. These receptors reside in the plasma membranes of immune cells. Their job is to allow two types of immune cells, T cells and B cells, to communicate. As a result, the immune cells can communicate with one another about invaders in the environment. Not enough T and B cells are produced to fight off the infection, and the body is left defenseless. First, the sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is a disorder that affects the red blood cells, which use a protein called hemoglobin to transfer oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Normally, red blood cells are railroad and flexible so they can travel freely through the narrow blood vessels. The hemoglobin molecule has two parts, an alpha and a beta. That sense which sickle cell disease have a mutation in a gene on chromosome 11 that calls for the beta sammu of the hemoglobin protein. These pictures. Fibrodysplasia ossification progressive, sometimes called stone man syndrome, is an extremely rare genetic disease causes soft tissue to turn into bone. 2. Chromosomal genetic disorders. In the disorder century chromosomes, large segments of them are missing, duplicated, or otherwise altered. Can be organized into basic groups. 1. Numerical abnormalities. 2. Structural abnormalities. Some examples: Cri-du-cat syndromes, Down syndromes, Klinefelter syndromes, Turner syndromes, Williams syndromes. Second thing, Cri-du-cat syndrome. The noun of the syndrome is French for cry of the cat, referring to the distinctivity cry of children with disorders. The cry is caused by abnormal larynx development, one of the many symptoms associated with disorders. Cri-du-cat is caused by a deletion of the short term of chromosome 5. Multiple genes are missing as a result of this deletion, and each might contribute to the symptoms of the disorder. Babies with Cri-du-cat are usually small at birth and may have respiratory problems. Often the larynx doesn't develop correctly, which causes the natural cat-like cry. Second B, Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a developmental disorder caused by an unexpected copy of chromosome 21, which with the disorders is also called trisomy 21. Having an extra copy of this chromosome means that individuals have 3 copies of each of its genes instead of 2, making it difficult for cells to properly control how much protein is made. People with Down syndrome have really distinct facial features: a flat face, a small broad nose, abnormally shaped teeth, a large tongue, and upward slanting ears with small folds of skin in the corners. People with Down syndrome have an increased risk of developing a number of medical problems: respiratory infection, gastrointestinal obstruction, leukemia, heart defects, pain, post-hypothyroidism, and rosacea abnormalities. No cure exists for Down syndrome. but physical therapy and how speech therapy can help people with the disorders develop more normal. Second C, Klinefelter syndrome. Males, 36, X, Y, and females, 36, XX, 37, XXY, or XXY is a genetic condition caused when a something has two X chromosomes and one Y chromosome. Because people with an XXY chromosome fragment have a Y chromosome, they are considered genetic males. XXY is usually caused by what is called non-dissociation. Non-dissociation happens when a pair of sex chromosomes fails to separate during egg formation. The YY chromosome arrangement affects primary sexual development. Incidentally, all XXY males are enabled to make sperm and so can have biological children. Men discover the condition only after they seek medical help for infertility. Second D, Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is caused by a missing incomplete X chromosome. People who have Turner syndrome develop as females. Second E, Williams syndrome. Williams syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that affects child growth, physical appearance, and cognitive development. People who have Williams syndrome are missing genetic material from chromosome 7, including the gene elastin. Color blindness. Mutated genes are located on the X chromosome or was the X and Y chromosomes. What about you? Three, multifactorial disorder. These disorders involve variation in multiple genes, often coupled with internal causes. Some example, Alzheimer's disease, ovarian cancer, colon cancer, hypothyroidism. Three are Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a disease that causes dementia or loss of brain function, affects the parts of the brain that deal with memory, thought, and language. Microtubule disintegration is caused by a malfunctioning protein called tau, which normally stabilizes the microtubules. Alzheimer's parents saw proteins instead of class loading to form sibling things. Because Alzheimer's destroys brain cells, people who have the disorder slowly lose their ability to think clearly. At first, they may forget words or names or have trouble finding things. Reference. You say references. Thank you very much.